Good morning, YouTube. Today we're going to talk about OBD diagnostic tools.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan, and this is our dealership, NG Supercars, and we've actually shown quite a bit of different things that you can do with various different OBD tools. Here's the problem that's happened a lot for us is we get emails constantly of people asking us which unit to buy and how to use it and what sort of features it supports. So we're going to talk about all that stuff, and just a quick heads up, you're not going to like what I'm going to have to say. So real quick, if you want to support us, like, share, and subscribe, hit the notification bell. Check out normalguysupercar.com. There you can buy parts and services from us using code NGS10. Hooks you up with 10% off. And NG Supercars, our dealership. We do appreciate your guys' support. And look at that. We do services now. We actually have a part-time wrench. Let me show you what we've got. We've got some various tools, and I'm going to discuss all of them. All right, so I want to first of all make a disclaimer. A lot of these tools we don't sell, and we don't know the answer to a lot of the questions that you guys ask us regularly. The most common is, does this tool have this feature, or what tool do I need to buy for my car? And we're going to basically say, I don't know, here's what we have. That's all I know. Especially with the Launch X431 tools, there's like 50 different versions, and we only own 2 of them, so I don't know anything about the other versions. I haven't looked into them. If you ask me, I'm just going to say, I don't know. That's going to be the biggest response for a lot of these questions is, I don't know, because I don't know. Let me show you the different tools that we use and what we use them for, their approximate costs, and then you can kind of gauge what tools that you might be interested in. All right, starting off with the cheap end, this is the Topdon Artie Link 201. I think these are like $30-ish, something like that. It's basically just going to be able to read basic codes. It is not going to do any sort of like real substantial programming or anything. These are great if you want to have a little tool that you just keep in your glove box or in your workbench or whatever, and if you get a check engine light, it can tell you sometimes what the check engine light is. It's not going to really do a whole lot of other things. The other thing that we use this for a lot is checking whether or not a car is ready to pass emissions. So you can actually tell it, hey, what did the readiness monitors say, and it'll read them for you. Now, right below that is our other cheapo little dongle tool. This is the AutoLink by Autel, and it's the AL319. This one we like a little bit more than the Topdon, but actually this particular unit had an issue where it wasn't reading one of the sensors on a Ferrari F430 correctly, and this one did. Don't know what's up with that, if this one's wonking out or if that's just something wrong with it. I don't know. But this, again, same thing, basically just use it to read various diagnostic codes, reset the codes, check on the readiness monitors. That's about it. You can't really do any substantial troubleshooting other than maybe like O2 sensors are bad or misfire, things like that. Now, moving up to what is probably the mid-tier, or I'd say the low end of kind of actual programming or actual troubleshooting, is the Launch X431 Mini. So we bought this years and years ago. This unit is actually like 5 years old now, and so it's a bit dated. It's not bad. What's nice about this is it's really small. You can throw it in a backpack. It's got a place for the dongle right here. So it's got a Bluetooth dongle, which is great, so you can just plug it in and you can walk around. You don't have to sit there tied to a cord. Now, the problem we have with this one is it's very slow. And the second problem we have with this one is it doesn't have some of the features that we actually use with regularity. It can do stuff like read specific sensors. You can do real-time logging. I believe this can actually even program like the PIS settings on some cars. Not all of them. I think, if I remember correctly, we were never able to get this to work on a Ferrari 360, but we were able to get it to work on the 430. So I don't know if that's just because this one's too old, and I suspect that might be what it is, maybe if you get one of the newer ones, but I don't know. So again, that's where I don't know. I don't have an answer for you on that, and I'm not going to do any research for you to figure out if it can or can't do that, because I'm not worried about it because we have one that can over here. We're getting to that. So these are great. They're probably around $700-ish or so. So it's starting to get pretty pricey, but it does do a lot of stuff. Now, moving on to this one, this is the Maxi ECU. This one's a little bit interesting. It's actually just a regular Lenovo tablet. This is just a Android tablet, and it talks via Bluetooth to this little thing, and it has the software loaded onto it, the Maxi ECU software. This stuff is interesting because there's a lot of features that it does, but they nickel and dime you. So every little feature you have to pay for, and it's also VIN locked to one use. It's great if you're gonna be doing some one-off things. It's not so great for us, for example, because we're doing the same things over and over. Not also that terribly expensive. I don't actually remember how much the whole setup cost to buy, but I think it was around $1,000. We've used this in the past when doing certain programming for conversions. So that's come in really handy, is we can do the one-off purchase to recode a car for certain aspects of the conversion. Again, I don't know all the different features that you can do with these, and there's a lot of stuff that you probably can do that we haven't even looked into, but I don't know. So this one's kind of a bit of a question mark. We don't use it that much, so I don't really have a whole lot of other information for you. The last one, this is our favorite. This is our Launch X431 Pro S3 Plus. So this one was about $1,200. Again, you've got the Bluetooth dongle. It's in a nice drop-proof case. You can just, beat it up or whatever. Much faster. So like if we're trying to work on certain things, it just kind of opens up fast and works fast. Now, people have asked us, does this require a subscription? And the answer is sort of. So you can see it has right here, it's saying your software subscription has expired and blah, 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 and pay us money. They want you to renew. And the renewal price was really expensive to the point where we're like, nope, we're not going to do that. So we just simply say, no, temporarily not renew. Now, this means it still works, but it's not getting any updates. So for example, our Ferrari module right now is outdated by, I think, 1 or 2 versions. Yeah, so it's 11.25. They're up to 11.35. Added 4 new models, including 488, 488 Pista, 488 Spider, 40, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to upgrade it until we need to diagnose a 488. So at the moment, that's not too often, but once we get to that point, we'll pay for that upgrade. Now, this also allows you to do other things that are kind of neat. So we can actually buy different modules. So for example, we actually bought the McLaren module. So we paid a pretty good chunk of money for the McLaren diagnostics module. And again, you can see, hey, upgrade. No, I don't want to. You can buy different modules for different cars. There are some limitations on this. We've found that it sucks with Lamborghinis. It does a very bad job on Lamborghinis. It doesn't seem to work at all, really. McLaren stuff is also not super great. It's done okay with certain things. The Ferraris seems to be pretty good, and some of the other kind of, I'm gonna say, generic cars, or the more common cars, it does pretty good. So this is gonna be able to do a lot of different things. You can absolutely program like clutch positions, you can program various different things. We even bought the TPMS wand. So this wand right here can actually read TPMS sensors, and you can actually reprogram TPMS sensors and stuff through the TPMS module. This can do oil resets, service resets, different things like that. So it's got quite a bit of functionality. This I'm sure has way more functionality than I have any idea how to use. So if you ask me how to use certain things, I probably have never done it, and I'm not going to know how to do it, so don't ask. This has been a very, very good computer for us, and it accomplishes a lot of what we need. These are around $1,000 to $1,200 depending on the version you get. There are also some more that are like $1,400. Again, I don't know the difference in those costs, what that means or not. This one, when we bought it, was around $1,200, and we've been very pleased with it. So inevitably, people are going to ask, can that do certain things like on older Ferraris, for example, like a 355 or whatever? And the answer is probably not. I don't know, and most likely no. So for that sort of stuff, you might have to get some of the Ferrari-specific computers, like the SD stuff, like the SD1, SD2, or SD3. There's also some other companies that have some computers that are much more expensive, and if you're just kind of a hobbyist, they probably don't make sense for the cost. So we're aware of like the Leonardos. Those are like $20,000+ just to get it so it talks to Ferraris. Honestly, there's not much that we would need that for, and I would rather just pay someone like $1,000 that's got one to use theirs for the day. So that's one of those where I don't see the point in us. We're not doing enough service to afford one of those yet. Another computer that's actually much more reasonable that we've looked into is the Texa, T-E-X-A. Those are around like $5,000 or $6,000. Those seem to be able to do more stuff than the Launch, but it's not enough to really justify it in our experience at this point. The reason is it still can't like reprogram modules. So like if you have a module that loses its coding to the car and you replace it, you can't reprogram them generally. So for example, Josh's instrument cluster lost its programming, and we were able to change certain things, but we couldn't change other things. So it like did half of it, but not quite the other half. So it's one of those where you need a better computer. So there's some other computers out there. There's some weird Russian knockoff computers or something. I don't know. I haven't bought any of them. I can't say anything about those. I know if you have a McLaren, there's some McLaren specific computers. There's I think it's called the Laura or something like that for the Lamborghinis, I think. I don't remember. There's like what is it called? Like the VAG something? I don't remember. Anyway, it's for Volkswagen. That stuff carries over to a lot of the Lamborghini because it's all Volkswagen, Audi, whatever. I don't know. So that's the biggest thing I want to get the point across is please stop emailing us asking us details on these. I don't know. I can't help you, and it makes us feel bad. Now, if you want to buy one of these and you would like to send us a kickback, because again, we're not selling them yet. We want to reach out to them and see if we can't sell them directly, but at the moment we're not. Maybe perhaps in the future. I'll put in the description below an Amazon referral link. If you click on that and then buy one of them on Amazon, we get like 1 or 2% or something like that. So I might get like $10. That's kind of about it. So there's a lot of different computers. There's way too many different options. So I can't help you to figure out which one is the one that you need for your situation. So I'm not going to even bother trying, and I'm just going to tell you, sorry, like this is what we have, and that's all I know. So that's what I've done in the past. Someone says, hey, which one or whatever, I say we have the Launch X431 3S Pro. I don't know anything about anything else. That's as good as it's going to get. Well, that's it for this video. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell, and of course, visit normalguysupercar.com and NG Supercars. We do appreciate you guys' support. We'll see you in more videos coming soon. We're going to be doing a lot of cool car stuff. It's going to be sweet.